Hello everyone, Stormer here, and I'm bringing you part 2 of my World of Warcraft Let's Play. So starting it off, playing as the Druid. For this entire episode, pretty much I think I'm going to be playing a large majority of it up until level 10, which we do get to level 10. Towards the end, the last sort of, 20 minutes of the episode. But for the beginning of this episode, I will be playing as a cat, just because there's not really much point in playing as a spellcaster when I have no mana and when the cat deals a lot more damage. So starting it off, got a couple quests, and you might notice actually that the graphics I've got on right now, the graphic quality is a lot better than it was in the last video. That's because I found a way of keeping my video quality up to high and still get something like 90 frames per second. So the 3 quests we got right now, I just picked one up actually once I got to this location, and we have to save 4 orc grunts, gather some tools, and kill some of those elementals. Now obviously there's a lot of people actually in Durotar right now, and there's even more in the zones I go to a bit later on. But for now, it's pretty easy to quest, dealing a lot of damage. As feral, as you can see, I'm dropping them really hard and getting 150s without any special gear or anything like that. And I do like playing as a feral at the beginning, but later on I find that it's kind of boring. And like I said in the last video, I have been playing as a rogue a lot. Actually, in the last 2 days I've gotten him from about level 30 to level 50. So I have been playing a lot of rogue, and I don't really want to be playing another stealth class. I kind of want to. I've never gotten a spellcaster actually past level 45, if you count. I did get a druid to level 45, but that was a feral druid, so I don't know if it really counts. And I'm sure you saw we did level 8, and I've got a new form. I've got bear form. It's a bit slower. I'm moving all my abilities around, checking to see if I've got any new abilities that aren't marked on the action bar. But I don't. The next ability I get is at level 10. I get Entangling Roots, which is a useful ability for PvP, I find. And back there I was just looking to see what it looked like to play for the troll bear. Looks pretty badass, if I do say so myself. And here we go, turning in these quests. We're not going to level up because we just leveled up. And I think we get just about a half bar of XP. And back there, once we walked out a little building, picked up a quest to go and kill get some scrolls from some, what are they called? Black blades, dark blades, something like that. And they appear throughout the entire orc starting zone. Didn't see them in the troll one. Burning blade, I can't remember what they're called actually. But we do have to pick up some scrolls. It's a very good quest to do once you're at low level, because they don't deal much damage and they're higher level than you are, so they give bonus XP, or more XP than you would be getting if you were playing as a normal character. Right now I'm just testing out the bear form, letting you guys see what it looks like. I'm not too big of a fan, especially at low levels, and using up all my druid spellcasting abilities. But then I decided that I was going to stick as feral just for the time being. At level 10 I did choose balance, and I did like it right at the beginning. I'm telling you right now, we don't level very much in this video. I think maybe once every couple minutes, 10 or 20 minutes or so, something. Not a lot. Always found the orc starting zone, you level a lot right at the beginning, but later on, but between levels 5 and 15, not lots of leveling up, and then once it gets past for me, it was always past about level 30 that you started getting lots of levels again. And here we go, I think got our last scroll, and we can run all the way back, turn in this quest, just a sort of side quest, really, not anything too important. But it is a useful quest to be doing, like I said. Also, one of the perks about playing as a feral druid, you do get the little speed boost from using the cat form. I did get a little bit of lag. You'll see just a lot. Actually, no, I don't have to mention that just now. But here we go. About to turn in this quest, and then we've got the other quest that I picked up from that little goblin, which is I've got to go talk to some guy at the top of the watchtower, which I'll do in a second. And here we go. Oh, got a new quest. Oh, that's the one to go and see some warrior dude in front of Orgrimmar. Don't actually do that quest there. Never really needed to. I always got to level 10 before leaving Durotar, or before leaving Razor Hill, mainly because of these quests here. And like I said, this one quest line here, where we've got to run around the swamp, always did give me a bit of a problem, just because I always found it to be a pain in the ass, having to run around doing other people's chores, and then in the end not getting a very significant amount of XP for doing all the quests. But I do like the way they formatted it, kind of quests within quests within a quest. And the order generally I go in for this quest is I'll do I'll do the orc all the way that you saw to the left, then I'll go from left all the way to the right at that ruined house, as you just saw, I'm sure. And here we go, it looks like we're almost actually level 9. Had a little bit of trouble getting up here. There we go. Gonna get attacked. These guys have pissed me off since the beginning, since I made my first ever character. I've always found that they had a ridiculously long detection range. Right now, just checking all the armor I have in my inventory, checking to see if anything was better than the ones I have on. None of them were. But I also forgot through the length of this recording that I didn't actually have netherweave bags or frostweave bags or all the bags that people generally buy when they're leveling an alt. I did switch over to spellcasting right now just to get a little bit of extra range on lots of the people that are here, so that I don't have to pull lots of them at once. But yeah, like I said, so I would forget often that to sell my stuff. Fortunately, I didn't run into any problems. I did have to delete some of my items, but not too many. None of great value. This is probably one of my least favorite quest zones. Once you get past Senjin, I really hated the orc starting zone. I didn't like the wastelands or any of that. But we're almost done this quest as well. Just got this last scout to kill, and here we go. So we've done that, switching over to cat form, and now running all the way back to go and turn in this quest. And I think we should ding level 9 from this. There we go. We got, I think, a new piece of... No, we didn't get anything new. In this quest that I'm doing right now, though, we will get a new piece, I think a new piece of leg armor, which I was in need of. I didn't have anything that was really any good. I didn't have any armor, really. I had, I think, 2 or 3 pieces right off the start. I got, you get your first back piece from one of these quests as well. This has got to be, though, my least favorite quest in this zone, just because the ratio for these, what are they called, quill boar or dust runners and the battle guards is ridiculous. There's, I think, one battle guard for every 3 or 4 dust runners, and you need to get an equal amount of kills for each one. You need to get 5 kills, so you end up having to kill more dust runners than is necessary. But extra XP, you can't really complain about that. And like you see, I'm using Wrath and all those spellcasting abilities, just trying to get used to the balance, because I am to the balance spec, because that's what I'm going to be specking as once I get to level 10. And I think we're almost done this quest as well. No, one last, and then we should be done, heading back to Ragaran, or whatever his name is, and then heading on to that troll that you saw as the last character in the telescope. So I'm not much of a fan of leveling up professions before getting to max level. Just, you don't have the resources, you don't have flight or any of that, particularly if it's gathering ones. If it's stuff like first aid or fishing or that kind of stuff, sometimes I'll just get bored of leveling and want to level up a profession, so I'll pick up fishing, I'll pick up first aid or something. But they are all, obviously, I'm thinking maybe of starting up my own, once I get this Let's Play finished, start up my own World of Warcraft sort of achievement series, where I'm going to try and get a large majority of the achievements. This quest here, I forgot that you can't kill the birds, you gotta attack them lightly and then scare them off so that they'll run away. And as you'll see now, I'm kind of warily using, you gotta get them down to half health, about just under half health, and then they'll run away. But I forgot to do that obviously in the beginning, and it kind of got me paranoid that I would kill them again, so I lightened up on my attacks. You'll see me doing flipping my camera so that it's on the ground pretty much a lot during the series, and it's out of force of habit because I'll constantly accidentally switch it so that when I get into the water I'll be swimming down, and so I'll be doing that a lot. Getting the last quest for this troll, gotta go kill a raptor. Not a difficult kill, I mean. At first I did think he was very difficult the first time I killed him, but that was quite a while ago. I think that was in Wrath of the Lich King. And I keep forgetting that these mobs all have long detection ranges, and that the zones that I'm in right now and on all my characters have very low detection range. Dropping into Prowl right here, didn't want to attract any other mobs, but he did see me while I was in Prowl. Used that, hit a very large 300 on that. And as you'll see again, I think flipping my camera back up, it is a very annoying habit I have developed, even for me. But it's something I have to do now, I guess. So halfway through, I think almost getting to level 10, and that shaman dropped by, gave us some big heals, or not very big heals, but BOA heals, so larger than the average for a level 10. I think he was, I'm not quite sure, I can't remember, but he was heading into the Western Barrens, Southern Barrens, Northern Barrens, can't remember the names of any of them. I don't even think it's got anything to do with the Barrens anymore, but I didn't actually quest in this zone. I went to Ashara, which I very rarely do. I never go to Ashara, but this time I decided I would try it out. It's the second time I've done it. The first time I got bored of it and decided instead to just do some dungeons instead. Back there, got scared, thought it was gonna level 90 ganker coming after me, because I forgot that you can't actually be attacked in your starting zone. But this quest here, it's a very easy quest. All you have to do is kill some crocodile things and collect their teeth. So I think you need something like 250 teeth for this quest, but they do give you a whole row of teeth, about 30 teeth from each drop average, and so it's not a very, very long kill or a very long quest. But as you can see, I am in Feral. It's very easy, particularly at low levels, to kill mobs. But like I said it lots of times, I'm not a terribly big fan of it. This way, we're almost done the quest. I think one more kill should be done. Yes, there we go, done the quest. And running all the way back. Some of you may have seen me run right by the quest marker, another one in that house that's right ahead of me. That's the last quest I do for this particular quest line, just because it's an escort quest and I prefer doing that one last, because it brings me all the way back to Ragaran, or I can't remember his name. I hope I'm saying that right. So I think about maybe 2/3 through getting to level 10, and we should level up once we finish doing this quest line. Once we get back to Thunk, I think his name is. Not too good with names in this starting zone, considering especially that I've done this a good dozen times, so I do apologize for that, but it's just not something I'm good at. Names are definitely not my forte. But here we go, talking to, what's her name, Grand Matron something. And shit, just an escort quest, having to walk through. But I did try finding what the speed they made her run at was, because she goes faster than the speed you go when you're walking, but she goes slower than the speed you go when you're running. And I also tried looking at if it was maybe going backwards. That's not it either, so I'm a bit confused as to what model they actually did take to use that. But anyways, almost done this. She's about to break down. She gives you a nice little buff that gives you water walking. I got confused at first here because it wasn't letting me walk on water. Then I realized I was having it so that I would dive, and then got back into cat form and kept walking on the water. So right about here, I think after I kill this scorpion, she breaks down and will summon a torpedo or tornado that will carry her over to the ruins of the house, and where she'll be put down, and then I will complete the quest. And then run all the way back to Razor Hill to finally get to level 10 and choose my first spec. Now what I'm thinking right now is that I'm just going to keep to questing for or maybe not just to questing, but to balance right from the start, so that I get good at it, start learning all that, and then if I want to do dungeons, I can queue while I'm in the middle of recording, and in the middle of a recording session, but I won't choose my secondary specialization until probably about level 90, which is going to be a first for me. I'm used to having 2 of them, but who knows, maybe it will be a good thing. So on back, I never got what the point of this being a sanctuary was, but checking out a hunter over there had a pretty cool looking pet. And dang, level 10. So looked through all the specs and finally did choose balance. I would highly not suggest playing as a healing druid or restoration druid as your first spec, just because there's not really much leveling you can do, and obviously you can't do any dungeons until level 15. So right here I'm going to cut the video because it's me running all the way to Orgrimmar, and then off to Ashara. So here we go, on the way to Ashara, going through the northern part of Orgrimmar, and here we are through not my favorite scene in the game, if I may say, but it's definitely not the worst I've seen. I think the zone I hated the most, there's none that I really absolutely hated, except for that, what's it called, Vashir or whatever it is, the level 80 zone, one of the first ones you get for leveling to 85. And you'll see here, there's lots of other characters that are around here, which kinda, which I was starting to regret my decision to go to Ashara, but I couldn't turn back now, so just decided on keeping it going as it was. And you can see probably about half a dozen to a dozen other players besides me, which made doing all these kill quests a bit of a pain in the ass. But what can you do about it? So here we go, coming through all of this. We've got a quest to kill these scouts, a quest to pick up one of those, as you saw, they look like giant robot things. I can't remember what they're called. They're gnome wood cutting machines, or not gnome, sorry, goblin. And they, I have to pick up one of them that's been, and reprogram one. And as you can see, huge crit, 340-ish on that one deer. Picked up a new quest, and as you can see, my bag's getting quite full. I realized it about now that I wasn't using 10 slot bags. Or I don't know what I brought on my other ones. I think I've got Frostweave, which I'm not sure how many slots that is, but it's a lot less than this. So right now you'll see me, I deleted one of my items. I think about worth 1 copper each, not a big loss. And also another one of these quests, 2 of these quests, killing scouts and killing some of these deer to get their meat. I have to get 15 lumps of meat, but they drop between 1 and 3. I've had 3 only one time, so generally they drop about 2 though. Pieces of meat. So, but it's I don't even know why I decided to go to Ashar, but I've hated this zone. Actually, it's got to be one of my most hated zones in the game. I hate the quests. I hate the look of it. The only one thing I did like about this zone was the rocket system that they've got to go between all the different towns, which I did find pretty cool. I like the idea of it. So right here you'll see me running through. You see one of those goblin machines that I'm about to take over, reprogram. Got out of my range for my spell. And once you reprogram this guy, it leads to a series of quests, which is okay. I didn't really like this quest, but it's easy XP, so I wasn't complaining. First quest off here, we gotta go and cut some wood that's already been cut down. You'll see me trying to cut a stump that I thought was actually a pile of wood. And here we go, we've got our last piece of wood. And then completing the quest, getting a new one to cut down these trees which are housing night elf snipers in it. Now this, I absolutely hated actually fighting as this machine here, because I always felt it was a big pain in the ass to be to only have 2 moves and have cooldowns on every one of them. But there is a very long quest line, like I said, to this. Well, not very long, maybe 5 or 6 quests, but they do take a little while to do. And again, one of my least favorite zones in the game. But I do like the look. I do like the artwork that they've done on it. I like the sort of barren kind of, reminds me a bit of the oil fields that, or I don't know, someplace. I went on a really long road trip in the U.S. and it reminds me of some of the places I saw on that road trip. You're in a bit of a problem cutting him, and so I just threw one of my blades at him. Here we get a new ability for this particular machine. We get the ability to throw grenades, which I found completely useless because I never hit anyone. But I did, once again, absolutely hate this entire section for playing as the machines here. It just felt awkward, and I actually killed the machine a couple times, but fortunately I didn't. And it does have also a very, very, very long health regen cooldown timer thing. It gets about 200 health per every 10 seconds or something. But anyways, onward. We've got killing some more night elves out here, about down to half health. Then decided to get back into the little base here just to make sure that we could get our health back, be protected by these guys. And then I saw this little section over here where I could attack somebody and then pull them back, and the guards would kill the would kill the night elves for me, which if you're doing this quest you gotta do, because it's makes it a lot easier to do this quest. Shortens the quest line and everything. So here, almost, I think about halfway, maybe almost 2/3 the way to level 11. Don't get any new abilities at level 11. The next ability I think we get is Resurrection, I think, at level 12. One thing I did like about the druids, though, is that you don't really have long wait times for your abilities. You get them all pretty much once every 2 levels, which I do like. And up here, you'll see there was a group already fighting them, and so I just threw my blade at them, and I did actually get the quest completion for it, which I've done this quest on my own, and it's a bit of a pain. And it's not too difficult, but it takes a while to do if you're in this machine. So done this quest zone, I think, or quest line here. This, once again, not too long, but pain in the ass quest line. About hopping out of it, fortunately, hopping out of the machine, getting a new mace, which I didn't really realize it was mace at first, but then I looked at it later and realized, and I had a good laugh looking at it. And I think we're about to complete these last 2 quests that I have here, and killing the scouts and getting the meat from the deer. So here we go. I'm not, as I'm sure lots of you know, the druids get their balanced druids get their eclipse and eclipse abilities, which I'm not too big of a fan of at low levels, but it is a very cool ability to have, I can guess, at high levels. And for some reason, these guys, after he cut down that tree, they decided it was a good idea to attack me. Then this one scout jumped out of nowhere and attacked me, but I didn't get any quest XP for it, or quest completion for it, because apparently somebody else was attacking it, even though it appeared out of nowhere to attack me. Which, it's been happening actually a lot to me recently, I don't know why. And here we go, solar eclipse. Basically, the way it works is you've got that little moon and sun underneath my what's it called, character bar, nameplate, whatever it is, over to the top left under my name. And as I'm sure you saw, there was a night elf that was standing on the sky. And right now I'm being attacked by 3 enemies, and this is where the Night Elf or the Druid healing abilities came in real handy. But as I was saying, the balance type thing, you've got solar and you've got lunar abilities, and what happens is once you get onto one eclipse, the other abilities become one sides of the abilities become very powerful, and the other side stay where they are. And then once you have to use, say, solar abilities to get back to lunar power, which is an interesting idea. I'm not sure how it works, particularly at low levels. Like I said, it feels like it just takes forever. The spell casting is kind of long, but there is some really nice looking perks to it later on. So I think this is it for this video. You'll see later in the next episode I won't have any any items in my bag, and I won't have any title. That's just because I went and sold it, and I'd rather earn my titles myself on this character. I didn't realize I had the ambassador title until just now. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell me anything you want to ask something, tell me something. I don't really care what, but until next time, guys, peace out.